Well, my name is LuCynthia Jones, and I am the Steps to Home Housing Director here at Leading Families Home. And I provide leadership and direction to a dynamic team of housing inspection specialists and also housing stabilization case managers who are over and charged with providing services for our families and individuals who are in the Permanent Supportive Housing Program and Rapid Rehousing Program. So I consider myself a servant leader in that I'm here to support them as they do the work of helping families transition from homelessness to permanent housing.
What are the latest updates that have happened in your department?
One of the biggest things is our housing case managers and inspection specialists primarily work remotely. So they have a couple days where they come into the office at Ashland, but mostly they do their work from home. They're in the field. So that was the biggest change that we had. But also in June of 2020, in addition to starting the working remotely, they became SOAR certified, our case managers did. So they're able to help individuals who have a disability and are homeless or at risk of being homeless with gaining access to Social Security benefits and disability benefits through SOAR's program that is designed to help those people who may need extra help to access those benefits.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about the SOAR certification?
Sure. SOAR stands for SSI, SSDI, Outreach, Access, and Recovery. It was a model that was developed by Shamsha. And again, it is designed to help the most vulnerable people in our community access disability benefits. And also, what the certification does is it provides training to case managers, counselors, therapists, whoever may want to become certified on how to help a person gain access to those benefits the first time around instead of going through appeal after appeal after appeal. So, a lot of times people who are experiencing a severe persistent mental illness or even a physical disability may not have the wherewithal or the capabilities of going through a long process of applying for benefits. It can be discouraging to them. So they're kind of like their support system in that they're taking them through that process step by step by step. And they're their advocate, so to speak, while they're going through that process. So it has been a program that we've had here for a while where we had one dedicated person who did the SOAR certifications, who did the SOAR applications for the entire community. But now we've made sure that our housing case managers are SOAR certified so that they can help individuals on their caseload gain access to that if they need it.
Can you tell us a little bit about CARF?
We became CARF certified for 3-year certification back in February of this year. CARF stands for the Commission on Accreditation of Rehabilitation Facilities, and it is an international independent nonprofit accreditor of health and human services. So what CARF does, it gives like a stamp of approval on an organization where you know that organization has gone through a lot of processes, developed policies and procedures to make sure that the services are wrapped around an individual or a family. And what we were accredited in was behavioral health and also service coordination in our rapid rehousing program. So CARF International is a visible symbol that assures the public of providers' commitment to continually enhance our quality of services in our programs. So we focus on the satisfaction of what they call persons served, which are participants. So they are always our main focus whenever we do anything, whenever we make a policy, whenever we do fundraising, development. They're always our main focus. So we continually have to keep up our accreditation by making sure our policies and procedures are in line, just by making sure that that participant and that family is always the center of our services.
Are there any other certifications you'd like to talk about?
Well, our lead housing inspection specialist, she is in the process of becoming a uniform physical condition standard certified inspector through HUD. And what that means is that after she gets that certification, she has the same certification as like a HUD inspector would, making sure that all the properties that our participants may live in has passed the housing quality standard for inspection. So right now she's in the process of taking some modules online, and after she does that, she has to do some classroom and field testing in order to get her certification.
What challenges do you face in regards to housing our participants?
Well, it's an ever-challenging area. Obviously, without having landlords and property managers on board to work with us, we wouldn't be able to solve homelessness. We wouldn't be able to put families into homes. So some of the main challenges are, unfortunately, some of our families have past evictions. They may owe a lot of utility debt. They may have some criminal history in the background, or they may be underemployed or unemployed. And sometimes it takes a lot of communication. It takes a lot of talking to landlords about our outcomes and about our programs and what we do in order for them to come on board with working with us. Because it is a risk for them to take someone in who may not have any income with an eviction history. So our housing inspection specialists and case managers do a lot of great communication with landlords. We also share like newsletters with them online, through e-newsletters rather, about our programs and things that may be coming up. And pretty soon we'll be holding, when the COVID crisis kind of stabilizes, we'll be holding a landlord forum. And we may do that virtually also, to kind of get feedback from them. They're really important stakeholders in what we do here. So to get feedback on them for how we can improve some of our programs, just get their overall input. So I mean, it can be a struggle, but we have great case managers and inspection specialists that go above and beyond to get our families housed. And there are times when the families, our participants themselves, work really hard to find themselves housing, so it takes teamwork.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
Well, I love people, so I love working with people. So I think I enjoy most coming to work every day knowing that I'm working for an organization whose mission is what it is, and the people that work here are dedicated to fulfilling that mission with integrity. So I just love working around just our staff members and from everywhere, from top to the bottom. It's very much a people-oriented organization, and I think that's what I love most about it.
What can the average person do to help end homelessness?
Well, I think first, if you know someone who may be at risk of being homeless or who is homeless, if you know them personally, I would say link them to resources. Call 211. Call 211 for them on their behalf to try to find out what resources are available for them to get them out of that situation or to move them to a better situation. There are resources of it out here now because of COVID that offers like rental assistance, and there may be other resources too that are available, but calling 211 is key to find out what those are. Also, I think calling call our shelters, call our local shelters and find out what they need. You know, do they need household supplies? Do they need toiletries? Do they need volunteering? Do they need monetary donations? Volunteering could look like coming to paint a gate. It could look like reading books to children. It could look like maybe helping with some group activities or preparing food. So finding out what your local shelter needs to solve homelessness is important too. Another thing that people can do is the Toledo Lucas County Homelessness Board, in conjunction with LMH, Lucas County Metropolitan Housing, they hold a community advisory council every 2 months. So participating on that council and lending your voice on how you can help solve homelessness in a community is also important. And lastly, I think if you vote, figure out who you're voting for. I mean, make sure you're voting for those people who are for the causes that are important to you. Homelessness is a community problem. It's just not that person's problem or that person's problem. As a community, we need to come together to help solve this issue. So voting for those people in office who are going to help that process and help really get people out of homelessness is very important. So voting is key.
Okay.